don't know why I have this extra light here. Maybe I need to turn it off. Oh, yeah, that's much better. Okay. Hey. I see somebody's joining me already. Hey, welcome. Welcome, guys. Come on in. Tell me where you're coming in from. Where are you at in the world? Let me know who you are and that you're safe and well. We're going to be talking about how to get your foot in the door on some of these federal contracting opportunities. So welcome. Go ahead and type in the comments. Let me know who you are, where you're joining from. Hey, come on in. Welcome. I think we have a delay. So if you guys, I think you can hear me okay. If you cannot, let me know. Let me see, I'm gonna turn up my volume. All right, there we go. Awesome. I see you guys coming in. Come on in. Hey, Fran, how are you? Welcome. She says, hey, beautiful, thank you. I hope you're well and your family's well. Awesome. Come on in. I can't remember. Fran, Fran's in the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp. So Fran, you have to let me know if you do audits. I think I got a bid that came through my email about audits. So let me know if you do audits. If you do, Fran, send me an email, okay? And then I can send that information over to you. All right, so send me an email because I will forget. But if you do audits, let me know. And then, okay, hey, Michael. All right. Awesome. Great. Michael says he does audits. All right, what else do you do, Michael? Because I don't know you. You're new here. Oh, Stephanie. Oh, hey. Okay, you do audits too? Cool. Now, this one I think is a financial audit. So I know Fran does accounting. So great. So yes, Stephanie's in the boot camp as well. I forget your thing shows, Michael. So welcome. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me know. Yes, right. You're a CPA. Okay. I do not, but my partner does. Okay. Awesome. So, and I don't know. So Stephanie, this might be really great for you if it's specific to Texas or not. So, but anyway, send me an email if you do audits. Okay. You too. So I like to look out for my clients, as you guys can see. Hey, Wallace, welcome. I saw that you called me. No, you sent me an email today and I sent you a text message and an email. So welcome. So yeah, Wallace at the end and everyone else, I will open it up for Q&A. So whatever questions you had, Wallace, you sent me an email, you can just pop them in here and I can answer them for you. Okay. I'm assuming it's about the boot camp. So we can definitely get you taken care of. Front T, hello, welcome. All right, we're gonna dive in. All right, I just like to say hi to you guys and just connect with you individually, especially those of you that I do know. I like to just acknowledge that you've taken time out. So we're talking about today is get your foot in the door for federal government contracts. Okay, so I have my notes here because I try to be mindful of your time. This is our contractors lunchtime chat. So we want to keep it to about 30 minutes. Let me real quickly just say for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Felicia Streeter over at FeliciaStreeter.com, where I help small businesses and contracting companies win contracts with the government. So if this is you, you're in the right place. All right. So let's dive in. So we want to talk about ways you guys can start generating some income where you can start building up some past performance so that you can transition into government contracting and sitting in that prime position. I can't stress it enough as to how many times people think that they can just jump right into government contracting, especially at the federal level, where they like to see past performance. They like to see that you've been in business for some time. And so it's very hard to overcome that obstacle, if you will, as an individual. So I'm going to give you some strategies here today that you can start implementing like today, once we get off of this live, to start doing what you need to do and be proactive in building your business as a government contractor. Now, I also like to say, just for you guys here, I'm assuming most of you guys are just getting started and things like that, that the private sector is a great place to start it and start building up some past performance, getting some experience under your belt, and getting some time in business. Okay. So don't discount the private sector. All money is good if it makes sense, right? I always say if it makes dollars, it makes sense. Okay. So here's what we want to talk about. Some ways that you can really just fast track this and start. One, the main thing is if you're just starting out, is probably to generate some income. Okay. If you're still in a job, then it's probably to generate enough income, enough cash flow so that you can leave your job and be like, dear boss, I quit. Right. So that may be your goal. Whatever your goal is, the end result is I know you want to make more money in your business. And so here's a way that you can start doing that. So are you ready? You're going to want to write this down if you're taking notes. And if you're not taking notes, you're going to want to write this down. So the first thing you could do is look into a mentor protege program. Okay. Now I'm not going to explain the whole ins and out of a mentor protege program. Just know that that is a vehicle that you could use to start getting in on some federal contracts. Of course, just depending on how the deal is structured, and depending on your capacity as a business owner, which we break that down in the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp, but depending on those variables, you could either sit in the prime position or in the subcontracting position, a tier one, in the mentor protege relationship. Okay. So, but it's a great relationship when it's done correctly. Just take your business off if you do it correctly. Okay. So just think about that. The mentor protege program. Another way is to find prime contractors. Okay. And you could do work for them. So I'm talking about prime contractors that have current projects, whether it's private sector or government. And then you can also look at prime contractors that have what we call IDIQs with the federal government. So those are, let me see. IDIQs. Let me see. Let me look at it. Indefinite. Indefinite. Okay, I can't think of what the acronyms mean right now. Okay. So, but anyway, it's the IDIQ. Okay. So that's another way to find opportunity. So here's what I'm saying with that. With the IDIQ, if you think about it, if you know your agency, right? You know who your customer is, which we cover that in module 2, I think, of the boot camp. So if you know who's your customer, you know your capacity, which we cover in module 1, then you're able to now find prime contractors that would be a great fit for you, right? Because they have to be doing similar work that you do in order for the relationship to work, right? And so if you know who's your customer, you can find the prime contractors that have IDIQs, and then you can reach out to them, right? And see what current opportunities they may have available and what opportunities they have coming down the pipeline. Okay. So another thing, the third way is you could look at partnering with other companies. Okay. That's another way to strengthen your proposal, increase your capacity, increase the requirements that they're asking, right? When you combine the two companies, and you may be able to get in on an opportunity that way. So let's recap that part real quick. You could look into a mentor protege relationship. You could look into prime contractors that have current projects as well as IDIQs. And then you could also look into a partnering relationship. Now, where do you find all of this? Let's talk about that. So here's what I would say. One of the places you can definitely look is your local SBA. They can possibly help you with mentor proteges. I never found it fruitful for me that way, but it is a way, it just depends. Okay. So you can definitely check it out. It doesn't cost you anything but your time. I like to do the second one, which is the personal outreach. Anybody that knows that's been in my role long enough, my thing is being proactive. And to me, if I just sit and wait for the SBA to connect me with someone or send someone to me, then I'm being proactive. It's a vehicle to use for sure, but definitely be doing things on your own, be proactive, because you'll generate the momentum that much faster. So I would say outreach, looking for your ideal company that you would like to have either as your mentor, partner with, or you're looking for them to have some type of opportunities that you can get in on. So you need to know who that is. What does that look like? If you're looking for a mentor protege, what do you want out of that relationship? Okay. You need to know those things. And we talk about that. I think it's module 4 or 5. I don't remember, but it's on expanding your resources. Okay. In my boot camp. Another way you can find people is social media. Let me just say, you guys are missing out if you're sitting at home, and I'm looking at the names here. If you guys are sitting at home and you're thinking that there's nothing you can do because you have a brick and mortar, maybe, right? Or all of your work is done outside of your home or your office, and you're saying, okay, because we're in a shelter in place, there's nothing I can do. That's a lie. Okay. Social media is wonderful. Now, if your work entails going out to actually physically do it somewhere, no, you may not be able to do that, but that does not say that you can't be building relationships, that you can't even be closing deals. It doesn't mean that you have to deliver on them right now, but you could still be closing deals and book work for when we come out of this, which it looks like we may be sooner rather than later, right? And so there's definitely things you can be doing in that regard. And we're going to talk about that next week in the boot camp, because we're going to do a special live session that's a bonus. And so we're going to talk about that and how you can start collecting money like now. So definitely do your outreach, use social media. Place you can look for the mentor protege, the prime contractors with the IDIQs, and companies to partner with is what we previously called FBO, Fed Biz Op. And if you use that link, it will direct you to the new location, which is beta.sam.gov. Okay, so you can definitely use that website to also find those 3 type of companies. Okay. So if you had any questions on what I just covered, go ahead and pop those in the comments. And we're going to talk about this for a little bit. Okay. So if you have any questions on what we covered here today, go ahead with your questions. And let me see. Okay, Fonte said, I have a certified K9 training business that I am looking to get into doing contracts. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Are you set up and registered to do work with the government? I just envision that. I'm thinking like, well, there's possibilities for you. Okay, so and this is one of the things I teach people all the time is to think outside the box. Okay, you got to be creative in what you can do. And so with the K9 unit, just 3 things popped into my head of ways you could possibly have some contracting opportunities. Like for one, the borders just popped up because I know around the borders they're using K9s and things like that. And I don't know what all you do with K9s. You could train them, maybe I don't, train them, I don't know what it all entails, but that just popped into my head. Okay. So I don't know your business, but that thought just popped into my head. LV the diva. All right, welcome. What is your name? Tell us your name. It says I'm in trucking, trying and working on connecting with prime contractors. Awesome. So I just gave you a couple ways to do that, right? And trucking, yeah, you need to be really proactive right now because there's a shortage of trucking. So I don't know if you do, you have the truck, you do the trucking, you do the logistics part, whatever that entails, but you got to be proactive. Definitely looking, I would say, local contracts. So it doesn't have to be federal, right? Remember, if it makes dollars, it makes sense right now. And so I would definitely be looking in my local area. And I don't know if you do over the road, local, what type of stuff do you move in your truck, all of that. But I would just think local, then I would think, county, and then I would think state and federal, where are the opportunities based on what you, again, you need to know what your capacity is as well. So keep that in mind. And if you don't know how to map all that out, I don't know where you're at in the process, I would definitely say the boot camp might be a great resource for you. Okay, Fonte said yes. Oh, okay. So Fonte trains the dogs. Okay, awesome. Lavanda. Probably supposed to pronounce the D right. Oh, okay. You do logistics and trucking and transportation. Okay, that's awesome. So I do know there's opportunities out there for bid right now. So you should be looking. Maybe you're not looking in the right place, but I know my clients, they're bidding some trucking contracts right now. All right, awesome. Any other questions? Any other questions about what we covered today? Any other questions about government contracting at all? I am here for you. I've allocated 30 minutes for this, and we have about 15 minutes left. So if you have any questions about government contracting, I'm here for you. Wallace, I know you reached out. If you want to ask your question here, you can definitely go ahead and do that, and we can answer your questions. Any other questions? Well, okay. I tell you what, while I'm waiting for the questions to pop in here, and here's the thing, you guys came here today, you spent your time, taking time out of your lunch. So there has to be a question that you have. Everybody should have a question because you're here. And so we're all about learning, and I'm here. This is like free coaching, and you should take advantage of it. Okay. Even those of you that are in the boot camp, if there's a question you have like right now, and if you're not bidding a contract right now, you're not working on a contract right now, you should have a question. I'm just saying. All right, so I'm waiting on those questions to come on in. Okay, so Wallace says, curious about what the boot camp will entail. So here's the lay of the land and he's asking about the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp. I'll pop the link in here momentarily. I can't do three things at one time. Okay, so the bootcamp, the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp, is really for those of you that are just getting started in government contracting. You may have already done your SAM registration and have your certifications, right? And you may be out there, doing your thing, networking and all of that great stuff. But the question is getting you to your first bid. So I like to use the phrase first bid done fast. That's the objective. Once you learn how to bid, it's kind of like rinse and repeat, right? And so the objective of the boot camp is to get you there to that first bid done fast. Okay. What do we cover in the boot camp? Remember, I mentioned earlier in what I was sharing with you about capacity. Well, module 1 is about capacity, knowing what your capacity is and how to increase your capacity to meet contracting opportunities. Okay. Module 2 is about finding your customer. I talked about that in whether you're looking for a mentor protege, you're looking for subcontracting work, or you're looking for a partner. You need to know who's your customer so that you can find prime contractors and so that you can start finding opportunities like right now. You may not be ready to bid as a prime, but that does not mean you can't still get in on some federal work and even local, your local stuff too. So don't discount that. But it's all about finding your customer, no matter what the market is you want to enter right now. Okay. So we have some people that are just getting started, and the best option for them may be private sector because they want to generate cash flow really, really quickly. And that's where the opportunity is. We have some people that may say, you know what, I want to do straight federal. And if you look at some of the testimonials, you'll see that people have their own objectives and they can still get to the end result. So it talks about that, but that's module 2. Module 3, and Angela was on last week with us, and she said that module was fired. Like, that's the meat and potatoes. Because in module 3, you're going to learn how to bid the contract, pricing, making sure you're getting a profit. You're also going to learn how to read the solicitations, how to break down a solicitation, pull out the requirements. Also making sure you can meet the requirements. And if you can't, how are you going to approach that opportunity? What do you need to do as far as resources to meet the opportunity? And then if you say, okay, we can do this, it's a go, because I teach you my go, no go, bid formula. If it's a go, then you're going to write your proposal. Okay. You're learning all of that in module 3. And then I think it's module 4. It's about expanding your resources. So now we're talking about the mentor, protege, partnering, teaming arrangements, that type of thing, how to build those relationships, because we want to make sure the relationships that we're building, especially because you guys are just starting out, that is going to help you get to your goal. Number one, get that first bid done fast, right? Which you don't need them for that. But, if you're looking to increase revenues and things like that, take it to the next level, that's a great way to do that, as well as maybe you need resources. So we're going to talk about that in module 4. Module 5 is about the teaming arrangements, how to negotiate your deals. And then there's bonuses in there as well, as far as negotiating deals, how to create your best deal every time, creating those relationships that are mutually beneficial and outrageously profitable. So all of that is inside of the boot camp for you. Now, if you're just getting started and you have done nothing, no worries, because we got you covered with the government contracting roadmap training. It's in there to help you go through your SAM registration, eliminate some of the barriers and hiccups that a lot of people experience in doing their SAM registration. I just saw a post on Facebook where a lady was having a problem with her EIN number. So I walk you through that step by step so that you can just get it done. We also cover certifications in there, as well as some marketing activities you can start doing immediately to generate some revenue. So all of that is in your government contracting roadmap. So the basic objective, here's what you're going to leave with the boot camp with. You will have bid a contract. So you're going to do what we said in module 3. You're going to find an opportunity. You're going to put together your bid process. You're going to break down the solicitation, and you're going to write your proposal. Yes, we're actually doing work. And yes, we're going to be bidding contracts. Yes. Okay. So that's what the boot camp is about. The investment in the boot camp. So you guys know the investment is $997. Yes, there's a 3-pay option. I think it's 3 payments of $397. And we all can attest to that. We know one contract will more than pay for your investment into the program. And here's what I like to say is really you learn this and it's rinse and repeat. So you don't have to learn it again, right? You make the investment to learn it one time, and it's rinse and repeat. And you'll leave with your proposal template that you can use all the time. You'll never have to do one from scratch again. You may have to tweak it, right, to the new opportunity, but you won't be starting with a blank sheet of paper. And you'll see how important that is when you start actually looking at these solicitations and see how much time you have to actually put together that proposal. You will definitely appreciate being prepared. Okay, so let me dive into some of the questions. Wallace, I hope that answered your question. If you have any more questions on that, definitely let me know. Fonte says, do you have classes on business plan writing and capability statement? So I don't have a class on business plan writing. I may have a resource I can point you in that direction. But I didn't cover this, but we do cover the capability statement. It may have been module 1. I can't remember, but in the beginning of the trainings, we do cover the capability statement. Also in there are 3 templates that you can actually use to create your capability statement, or you can create your own. It's up to you. But there are 3 templates in there for you as well. So yes, Marcia, hey. Didn't get to say hi to you before. Thank you for joining us. And your question is, it says, hi, about how long do you think it will realistically take to get set up as a government contractor? So when you say get set up, I'm going to gather you're just getting started. Maybe you have done nothing. Maybe you need to do your SAM registration certifications right first. I'm gathering. Maybe you have a business set up already. I don't know, because you didn't give me that information. So here's what I'm going to say. If your business is already set up, I've had people, when they go through my program, get their SAM registration certifications done in 30 days. And some people in 2 weeks. Everyone is different because it's just a matter of how much time you're going to put into doing it right consistently and just get it done. Some people like to just spend a few hours a day. So it just depends. Okay. Everybody is different. Now, once you submit your SAM registration, it can take anywhere from 7 to 14 days to get it activated. But here's the thing, everyone knows that's in my boot camp that we don't sit and just do nothing. There's never a place or space where you're sitting doing nothing. So while you're doing your SAM registration, you can be working on your certifications. While you're waiting on your certifications, you should be out looking for bid opportunities and things like that. Because don't think, everyone hear me on this, and I'm looking over here because your name's over here, but hear me, that you don't have to wait for your certifications to come back to start looking for opportunities to bid. You may not be able to be at one that's a set aside for woman owned or whatever certification you apply for, but there's still small business opportunities out there and things like that. And you still could go in as a sub. So again, there's never a place or space where you shouldn't be doing anything because you're just waiting on paperwork to come back from the government. Okay. So that's the first part of her question. And also she says, also, do you have to be in business for a certain amount of time? So if you're going to go in as a prime on a federal contract, they like to see that you're in business for 2 years. Remember I said, but we also focus on private sector work and things like that to start building up the time and building past performance. So you may not be able to go in as a prime contractor on a project, but that does not mean you can't do some sub work and things like that. And that's where I think people get the disconnect. So let me just say this, that they think, oh, I don't have 2 years in business, so I can't do any work. It's your approach. We talk about the approach. We'll be talking about that during one of our live sessions in the boot camp, because we're going to have 4 weeks of live sessions as well. I didn't say this, but you guys get the training material immediately when you sign up, so you can start where you're at. And then we're going to have 4 weeks of live sessions that start the last week of April, the week of April 27th. We're going to start with our live sessions. And I can tell you one of the things we're going to be covering is the bid solicitations and proposals for sure. We're also going to be talking about your approach. Okay, it's going to be a small group setting. There's not going to be hundreds of people in there. And so you all will get individualized time with me in the group setting where we can focus on your business. We're going to make sure your approach is correct to these contracting opportunities, that you know how to bid, your pricing is locked, your profit margins are in there. You're not leaving out any of your cost that's going to take away from your profits, and just making sure you're doing things correctly. Okay. Okay. So classy. How are you? Well, what is your name? Classy. Oh, I guess your name is Lee Carter, probably. Okay, cool. So Lee says of classy, do anyone have a mind map of the A to Z process of government contracting deal? So I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp is the A to Z process, because what we're doing in module 3, that's the part where you're going to actually get to bidding, finding the opportunities, finding your customer, learning how to find the opportunities, and then bidding the contract, bid, submit your proposal. And then, of course, you win, you deliver on what you promised. And if you're just getting started, remember, we have the government contracting roadmap where it's going to get you registered in the places you need to be with the government certifications for which you qualify. So everything is in there for you. And definitely, if you decide to join us, Lee, again, I'll be making sure everybody is focusing where they should be based on where they're at. Of course, you'll have access to everything. You can go through it however you want, but I just like to, lay it out for you. Make sure you're focusing on the right things. We are set up. Okay, so classy, you're set up and registered in the government, so you're good to go. Maybe you have your certifications. So if you do, then I would say definitely inside the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp, you would start with module 1. You need to look at your capacity, look at your business preferences. And then from there, you're going to find out who's your customer, because your customer is based on capacity as well. Then you can start looking at what your approach would be, finding opportunities, how to find opportunities. Also, once you know who's your customer, I teach you how to find out what they have coming down the pipeline, meaning in future months. So this month right here of this recording, it is April. So you'll be able to see what they have from April, and you'll see historical, but it's not relevant now. So you'd be looking at from April through the end of the fiscal year, which is September 30th. And so you can definitely see what they have coming down the pipeline and prepare for those opportunities as well. And that's a game changer. And so that entire process is in there for you. So Wallace says, one more question. Do you assist with business website? I don't personally do business websites. My specialty is government contracting. I stay in my lane. I'm great at what I do. I like to think, and people tell me that I am. I'm not a website designer. And I believe in focusing on what I'm good at and outsource the rest. So I could definitely possibly put you in contact with someone that, well, she does my website. So I can definitely put you in contact with her. If that's something you're looking for, you'll have to remind me of that. And then Fran says, so Fran does business plans. So I forgot who asked, but Fran here does business plans. Fran is also inside the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp. And so you can definitely connect here in the comments and take the conversation maybe in the DMs on Facebook, Instagram, however you guys want to do that. Or if you join us inside the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp, you can definitely find her there, and especially when we do the live session. So, okay, that's great to know, Fran. Thank you for sharing that, because I get people asking me that. And I do like to look out for my students in my bootcamp and my private clients. So I'm always sending referrals to them first, because they've invested in me. And so anytime I have opportunities and things like that, I want to give back to them first. Just, because. Any other questions? Any other questions as we wrap up? Oh, let me put the link to the bootcamp. You guys can go check it out. You can sign up right there on the page. And you will get immediate access once you sign up. And then again, we'll start the live sessions in a couple weeks. Yeah. And so, yeah. Or if you have a bid opportunity, you should be able to bring that to the table. Let's look at it. Make sure you got everything included. All of that is going to be happening inside of the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp. Everybody is going to go and find a contract, at least one. If you find multiples, awesome, but at least one. Okay, so that's the goal, to actually bid your first deal. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions as we're going to sign off? So Wallace, did you get all of your questions answered? Let me know. Okay, because if not, I did send you an email, so you can, reply to that email if you have any additional questions on the bootcamp. You can let me know. I think, don't quote me, I think we have maybe 11 spots left. I have not done my metrics for today. Yesterday, I know we had 11 spots left, and I know we're going to fill those. So if you're thinking about joining us, definitely make sure you secure your spot, because we are capping it, because I want to work with you individually. Like, this is group stuff. The boot camp, we're going to be, for the live sessions, video, Zoom. If you know what Zoom is, it's going to be video. I can see you, you can see me, and I can unmute you, and we're going to actually talk, have a conversation, right? And get your questions answered. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to do in the program and getting to that first bid. Okay, so Wallace, you're good to go. Awesome. Great, great, great. All right, well, it's the top of the hour. So thank you guys for coming, joining me here live, taking time out. I've put the link. If you guys are interested in the Contractor's Edge Bootcamp, definitely check it out. It's over at FeliciaStreeter.com/bootcamp. If you go to my website, you look at the top navigation, find Bootcamp is there as well. Again, we're getting started with the live sessions in a couple of weeks, but you get immediate access to the course material when you sign up. And you should see, I've added some of the comments that people are sharing. So you can see, like, from the last week live, we had some students on sharing about the boot camp, what they were doing. I put some of those comments on the website page, so you can just see what they're doing. And we haven't even started the live sessions yet. Okay, so have an awesome rest of your day. Remember, we have videos coming out every Tuesday, which is the live video, and on Thursday you have a video training. And hope to see you guys inside of the boot camp. Would love to have you join us. Stephanie says she's excited about the bootcamp. All right, awesome, awesome. So until next time, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you right back here real soon. Bye for now.